everybody. Welcome to Sarah's Table. I am so excited to be back. Today we are going to be playing something a little bit different. It could potentially get a little bit more serious than what we generally do here, and we're going to lean into that and embrace it, but we're still definitely going to make sure that we keep it family friendly. We're going to try very hard to not let any cuss words escape unless there is a very exciting thing that happens. We will keep it PG-13, I promise. Fingers crossed. Okay. We're going to be playing a game called Savage Sisters today. It is not available yet for purchase, but once you see us play it, you're obviously super gonna want it. And so we have one of the designers with us today, and at the end, we're going to tell you when it's going to be released and how you can get your hot little hands on it. The main conceit of this game is that you are a tribe of warrior women, and that you are listening to the elders of your tribe tell you stories about your ancestors and the people that have come before you and how they shaped the world and in turn the people that you are. Because it can get a little crunchy with feelings and emotions, I think it's even more important today that we do our safety discussion, because I want to be extra responsible and respectful of what we are doing here at this table. Here on Sarah's Table, you will never, ever find sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. It's just something that we are never gonna happen here. But I do want to make sure that if there's anything else from my players today at the table, that we avoid anything that could be potential triggers or even anything that could make you potentially uncomfortable. So is there anything at all that we should avoid today? Yes.
I would like to avoid violence against animals unless there's like a direct reason for it.
Okay. I don't know that I ever would have found a reason for that, but like, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because this is a game that can get a touch violent, and so there definitely could have been something in that direction. Is there anything else? Cool. If we do stumble upon something, regardless of who is in charge of telling the tale, that makes you uncomfortable for any reason, you can do one of two things. You can throw an X up physically. If we see the X, just divert from what you are doing. If you don't feel comfortable making some sort of outward physical gesture that other people could see, there are in-call messages here in our chat, and you can just type something that says, please divert, or X card, or anything of that nature, and to let us know, and we'll redirect. So I really super love this game. It is something that makes me feel really strong and powerful, but also in a way that your vulnerability can be an asset. I think it encompasses the female experience really, really well. That doesn't necessarily mean that only females can play this game. It doesn't necessarily mean, yes, hello, Chris. It also doesn't mean that only female characters can be included in this game. If you want to be a non-binary character, that is encouraged. If you want to be a male-presenting character, that is not excluded from this game. So please make sure that if you are watching this and you happen to be a dude who doesn't want to play a female character, that does not mean that you would exit this game and not worry about it. Like, I think it's a very valuable thing, but I also think it's super fun. So, like, hop on board, dudes. That's my pitch. I hope everybody loved it. Something about this game that is a little different than some of the other things that we play on Sarah's Table is that this is a shared GM experience. So the GM in this case stands for grandmother, because you are the elder. and we're going to trade off. I don't think everybody's going to go today with it, but normally at your table, this is such a collaborative kind of experience that this could definitely be a thing that you all sit down and everybody takes a turn. And each tale is only about 10 to 15 minutes long. So it's not a huge investment as a GM. And it's also a really fun way to sort of wet that GM whistle if you're a little nervous about being a GM for the first time. Like, you can just do it for 15 minutes and then you can pass it along and breathe easier and know that you did it. And I think that that's super fun too. So if you are looking to maybe try GMing for the first time, like, check out Savage Sisters. I think it'll be super low stress for you. Now that I've said all of that stuff, let's do all the complicated things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have everybody introduce themselves and their pronouns, and their character and their pronouns. Because this is a polymorph system game which like we usually play, you only have to have one kind of die. I'm going to be playing Lena the Learned today. I am she who wields the knife. I solve my problems with my wisdom and perception, and I don't know if you can see it, I am the D4. Also, shout out to Level Up Dice for having these amazing last dice. Lena is not super strong physically. She solves all her problems with her brain, and so she's a little petite, and she's a little mousy, and she's very small for her age. And I'm gonna show that is just as dope as being super big and strong. I'm gonna pass it over to, speaking of super big and strong, to my friend Chris.
All right. So today I am going, my name's Chris Lukeman. My pronouns are he, him. Today I am going to be playing Deborah, the inconveniently strong, she, her. I am she who wields the shield and axe. I solve my problems with my strength and my heart, and I'm the D10. For Deborah, both the shield and axe are her fists. Her fist is her axe and her shield. She is both inconveniently strong of musclitude and also of heart and confidence and anything else.
Love it. Kasey, who are you playing today?
Okay, so my name is Kasey Gervin, and my pronouns are she, her, and today I'm going to be playing as Sage, the Honorable, and her pronouns are she, her as well, and she's she who wields the sword, and I who wield the sword, and I solve my problems with my powerful presence, and about my character is that I'm 6'3", so I'm quite tall. I have a huge sword that I carry on my back, and I'm pretty quiet just because going through training, I struggled with training. I have a big scar on my arm from when I was doing a training battle and I faded and not in the correct way and then just got sliced because of it. So I'm just a quieter person. I have really broad shoulders, and I have a long black hair that's braided always to keep it out of my way.
Cool. Andrea, who will you be playing today?
Well, first, let me say I'm Andrea Tapia, and my pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing, I think I need a better adjective, but perhaps you can help me with this. I am Elut the Baker.
Ooh.
And it's not really an adjective, it's more of a definition, but I solve my problems with wisdom and perception, and I am she who wields the knife. I use a D4. And my character is horrifically cheerful. She is round and has big round cheeks and a huge smile. She is soft and heavy and has giant curls all piled on top of her head. Everything about her is covered with flowers and lace and pink, and just she's giggly, cute, and will always have something sweet in her hand to offer to others.
So I don't think that you necessarily need to change it, but if you wanted to elude the sweet,
Ooh.
actually.
Perfect. Elude the sweet. Yes, I like that very much.
Cool.
And then Adriel,
Hi.
snap the wrap up.
I am Adriel Wilson. My pronouns are they, them, and I wrote and designed this game with my friend and business partner Chris O'Neill, and I'm just really excited to get to play it here on Sarah's table again. This is awesome. So my character is Solvi the Feral. Her pronouns are she, her. Solvi wields the spear. She is the D6, and she solves her problems with her wild magics. And much as you would expect someone with the descriptor feral, she is often covered in dirt or sticks. Just she does not care about appearance or about being clean. She's just a forest child.
Love it. In my head, I'm picturing that one from Glow.
Oh yes, yes, I love that character.
It's just like the smears of everything always.
Yep.
So that is our tribe currently, our Sodal. So our Sodal, one of the things that you get to pick as a group for Savage Sisters is the name of your Sodal, the name of your Lar, who is your god that you worship, and the kind of magic that you produce and work with. So our Sodal is called Sodal Feralata, which is because our Lar is Vafer the fox, and Feralata is a kind of fox, and so that's where we found that. Although you can also just make up words, because this is the most fun, where you just get to make things up. Go be Shakespeare. I think you should. Our group, our Sodal, practices earth magic. There's handy dandy charts. If you can't come up with things that you would like to do on your own, if you can't find an animal that speaks to you, you can choose one from the chart. But the joy of this game is that if all of you decide that, like, you really want the god to be a marmoset, you can totally do that. Like, anything you want. You get to really dial it in. We are going to take a moment, because there's another one of those fancy charts, and we are going to figure out the relationship that each of us have with each other. This is just kind of a handy role-playing guide to get you started. So you roll a d4 and you get these 4 options. If you roll a 1, the person that you are rolling about is your childhood playmate. If you roll a 2, they are your rival. If you roll a 3, they are your respected partner. And if you roll a 4, they are your true sister. Now, I know that there are 4 other people playing with us, so you're going to be rolling your dice 4 times. That does not necessarily mean that you have to have 1 per. You could roll all best friends. You could roll all rivals. So take your d4 and take a moment and see who is who.
And
If you just want to roll the numbers, if you can't remember what they were with me saying them, you can just roll your number out and write it down next to each of the other characters, and then I will go over them again.
Sarah, can you remind me your character's name?
Lena the Learned. Oh no, you guys. Everybody's my rival. Oh my gosh. For real, I did roll that all of you were my rival. Except for Kasey, Sage is my childhood playmate.
Aw.
But I'm in competition with the rest of you.
Can we, Sarah, can we go over the numbers one more time? 1, 2, 3, 4. I now have them rolled out.
Absolutely. So 1s are childhood playmate, 2 are rivals, 3 are respected partner, and 4 are true sister.
Okay.
Adriel,
and
what's your character's name again?
Solvi the Feral, Solvi.
And Chris, what was yours?
Deborah.
That's right.
The inconveniently strong. Deborah is Lenny in my head.
Good reference. Andrea, could you repeat yours?
Illut. ILLUT.
The sweet.
Sweet. Oh, so sweet.
So sweet.
Sweet in the vein of Dolores Umbridge.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, goodness.
Should we reveal our relationships?
Yes, please.
So I am a true sister with Lena the Learned, which is interesting because you got childhood friend with me. So that's kind of nice. And then Adriel with Solvi the Feral, we are rivals.
I got that too.
Ooh.
Double rivals.
Perfect.
Love it. And then Alute the Sweet with you, I got respected partner.
Great.
And with Deborah, the inconveniently strong, I got childhood playmate.
Who else is ready?
I'm ready.
I am.
Go,
You
Adriel.
go,
Go.
Andrea. Oh, I'll go. So with Deborah, I was childhood playmates. With Sage, rivals, appropriate because that's what she got as well. With Lena the Learned, I got true sister, and with Illut, I also got childhood playmate.
Oh. All right, Ilute. What are your
With-
relationships?
Liana, is respected partner.
Okay.
Adriel, you are my true sister.
Nice.
Deborah, I am sorry, but you are my rival. And Sage, you are a respected partner.
Oh. You're all across the board. All right, Deborah, how do you view us all?
Yeah, so she views Lena as a rival, Sage as a true sister, Solvi as a true sister, and Alute as a childhood friend, which kind of seems passive aggressive.
You lost touch a bit.
It's all right. So the next step before we dive into our tales is that we are going to take our Sodal and decide what our always and never statements are. This is sort of a guide for us as a group to really solidify who we are as a people. Where did I write them? Okay, so I have that. Hold on, I wrote it all out because I was so smart and I have 75 pieces of paper here. We are the Sodal Feralata. We are friends of Vafer the Fox. We always celebrate the moon, and we never leave a sister behind. I'm gonna throw it over to Adriel.
Okay.
Give us your always and nevers.
One sec, I just wanted to note yours so that I wouldn't forget them. We always leave a place better than we found it. And by that, I don't mean, I want to be more specific with that, but what I mean is like, we understand the earth that we walk on, and we respect its systems. So if we see something interfering with that, we will make that thing better. If we don't, we will leave the earth to do what it will. So I didn't sum that up very well. That was a long one, but and we never set fires without precautions. Like, we don't, like, our forests aren't going to burn down unless it is their time to burn down.
Excellent. We are the best Girl Scouts that you will ever meet.
Yes.
Kasey, what are your always and nevers?
Okay, so we always honor those that have fallen. So in any situation where we encounter, or even if it's by our own hands, we always find a moment to honor that. And we never fell them in our home, meaning we don't spill blood in our home. So we find a way to deal with it outside of violence.
Andrea.
Please tell me if these are pushing rules or breaking rules. We always offer hospitality to the stranger. And we never let the enemy leave.
Nice. I like that duality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely does not break anything.
Nope.
It's also very, very hard to break this game. So
True.
we're good. All right, Chris?
I have, we always sleep with one eye open, and we never venture beneath the waves. Water's scary.
Nice.
Cool. So we have taken our moments and we have figured out who we are to each other and who we are to ourselves and who we are as a people. So our next step is to all gather around the fire with our elders and to ask one of our grandmothers to tell us a tale. Our first grandmother is going to be Adriel. So what tale have you brought us today?
Today, I have brought us the tale of, sorry, just gotta go to where I wrote it down. I have brought to us the tale of the ancient lands. And this tale was written by Kira Magran, and I have been really, really excited to play it. So I that's why I wanted to bring this one today. So, cool. Gather round, best beloved. Remember the village of Haorin. Haorin is a village close to our homelands. They have been trading food with us for centuries. Unfortunately, recently, they've been unable to compete with villages nearer to us and to each other that are experimenting with new types of agriculture. Because of this, Haorin has cleared their land to prepare for more large-scale production of food, and they've cut down many of their ancient trees. In so doing, They have unknowingly awakened an ancient spirit whose resting place was in those trees. This spirit is not happy with the residents of Haoran, and it has unleashed its fury upon them. They came to us for help. What will we do? So, a villager had her house destroyed, and she is demanding revenge and has organized a hunting party to go out this night. They want to get rid of this spirit, saying that she is part of the past and can no longer be let near their village and our world. They need to sell this food. They see this as the only path forward. How will we help them? So, you have all agreed that you will attempt to help this person and this village. You are in the village. It's late afternoon. Night will fall soon. What would you like to do first?
I'd like to look at how the house was destroyed, because I want to know what sort of things the spirit does.
Yeah. Anyone else who would also like to investigate the house with Lena, please give me a scrolls roll. So scrolls is our knowledge, our thoughts, what we know of the world. And on your die, just tell me what you got and I'll tell you how you did.
If I investigate the house, I'm going to try and rebuild the house without really having a good plan about it.
Okay.
Just putting beams back up, like...
You're strong.
Yeah, we're a fixed house. Like,
yeah.
we fix this house. And I got a 9.
A 9, okay.
Mm.
Lena?
I got a 1.
Got a 1, okay. How about Elut and Sage? How did you do? Or did you not want to investigate at this time?
I investigated. I got a 5.
Great. Okay. Elut, how about you?
A 1.
Okay. So, both Sage and Deborah have not succeeded. Sage, you look at the house and you're like, I think I understand what happened to this house, but I don't know what animal caused this. Deborah, you're trying to fix it, and boy, is it just the nicest thing. The villagers see what you are doing and they appreciate it, but it's not working out. However, when Elut and Lena look closely at the house, Va Fair gives you each a blessing. Tell me what your successes look like, and then I will give you the answer that you seek.
I think Lena sees a fox scamper out from the wreckage.
Nice.
I think that Elut sees in the timbers of the old house a small sprout of a new tree starts to grow from the timber.
Cool. So, Lena, as the fox leaves the house, you see its shape shift into a large cat, and the cat has darker spots. So everything is lit up, but you can see that there are sort of spots on it, and then it shifts back into its fox shape. So you know that this is the spirit of a leopard. Elut, the tree that you see sprouting gives you a feeling of hope and blessing. and you hear the whisper of a growl pass by your ears. And you've heard this type of growl before. You know the animals of the forest. You've spent time with them, and you recognize that as the specific sound that a leopard makes when it is angry.
Mm. I'd like to walk over to Deborah and sort of gently disentangle her from trying to lift another beam, and say, I think we have to go find a leopard out in the forest.
But the problem is the house is broken.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I think the leopard broke the house.
I will see the leopard.
Okay.
Might not break the leopard. I will see the leopard.
Okay.
I am going to carefully take the sprout of the tree from the beam, the wrecked beam, and I will wrap it in a piece of cloth and pocket it in some, just in case there's an opportunity to create a new forest somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then if people would start making their way toward the ex-forest, former forest, remaining forest, to look for a leopard, I will join them.
Great.
Awesome. How about you, Sage?
Yeah, I spotted the last tail end of the leopard, so I'm definitely fascinated by what's going on, and so was about to start helping rebuild the home as well, because I'm strong like Deborah, but I immediately stop and start like following the pack.
Cool.
Is there a way that I can try to track, like, where the leopard may have gone or the spirit may have gone?
So, yes, as you are all looking for this spirit and have good intentions in your hearts, you see in the field where the trees have been cut down, you see some dirt just sort of springing up in the field as if an animal is scratching. But you don't see an animal.
It's maybe not the smartest thing, but that's intriguing. So I'm gonna dash after it to see if I can see what's going on.
Sounds good. Give me, please, a sandals roll.
I've got a 3.
Got a 3. That is a success.
Yes, I didn't fall down.
Yeah, you didn't fall down, and you're getting very close to the kicked up dirt. Is everyone else gonna follow Lena?
Yes.
Cool. So you get to the spot where this dirt is being kicked up, and you hear that growling again, that deep chest growl of an angry cat. And you can all see that something is happening in this space, but you can't see the leopard itself. You assume it's probably there, but
I'm definitely scared in this moment, so I draw my sword.
Cool.
To prepare.
I think Deborah is going to jump in and try and wrestle the beast.
Okay. Deborah, please give me a staves roll.
All right.
Yes.
4.
Okay. So on a 4, sorry, I keep switching back between my chart and my notes. So on a 4, you succeed. You tell me what your experience of leaping on this thing you can't see is.
So, Deborah doesn't exactly know what's going on, but she knows a challenge when she sees it, and she's going to try and pin it. She guesses if it has arms, it can be restrained in some way. So she jumps on, tries to find her bearings a little bit, like maybe feels some tufts of fur, and really just like gets those biceps under the arms of the beast and is sort of pinning it, but also sort of riding it.
You all hear, all of you, a roar, a loud roar, and the little weeds that have sprung up in the empty dirt sort of tremble a little, and you hear, "You fight me as well? You wish me to be gone as well?"
I wish you no harm, but I am the strongest.
Ilut?
I think back to something I must have read years ago and believe that I know there is some way to communicate. And I am going to prepare to speak to the spirit. I will speak to the spirit in a way that I believe I can.
Please give me a scrolls roll.
Okay. 2.
Great. So your preparations are successful, and you have been friends with the spirit talker of this village for many years. She loves your baked goods, and she has shared with you some of her spirit talking secrets.
Okay.
The rest of you have also met the spirit talker, and she's real cool. Her body is covered in tattoos, and she's been friends with many of you because she was young when she came onto this path and picked up the mantle after the old spirit talker died. So, Ilut, what would you like to say to the spirit?
You are right in your righteous anger. These people who live in this village have honored you and worshipped you and respected you for as long as you have been you and they have been them. And they have turned their back on you. You are right in your righteous anger. But if you continue, you will have no home. We need to help you find a new home. I propose we create a new home for you.
You hear a growl, all of you. You can hear the voice of the leopard in your heads, and you hear, "I will not speak with those who hold me down, who wield their swords at me. I see you, girl."
So, as Sage, I immediately call out to Deborah as I put my sword back behind my back, and I say, "You must let them go. You have to let them go." And
Yeah, Deborah immediately gets that she misread the situation, jumps off, and flexes.
Still stronger.
Thank you.
Lena kneels.
I appreciate your obeisance, child. I don't think I said that word right, but you know what I mean.
I'll take it.
Yeah. You who smells of sweet and grain. I want my old home. I made a pact with these people to help and protect them, and they have forgotten me.
Well, I'm trying to give anyone else who would like a chance to say something.
Oh
Can
no,
we all
I'm doing
communicate
it
now?
in Lena's doing it in
They have
character.
forgotten you.
Hey,
They have
Lulu.
forgotten you. They have destroyed your home. They have forsaken you. Perhaps you should forsake them. Let us help you find a new home and new people. You made a pact with this people's ancestors. And humans, we have short lives. Those people are now dust. Let us find a new place and a new people where you will receive the honor that you deserve.
You tell me that my place, my home, from before you walked on two legs is no longer mine?
What if you could take some of your home with you?
What do you mean?
The earth is your home, right? This land is your home. What if you could take some of that land with you?
How?
You are strong. You can carry as much land as you need.
Or one of our numbers has found a magical bit of growth. It came out of the destruction of your anger and your anguish and your sadness. Perhaps because it is both a piece of you and a piece of the earth, it could help you rebuild your home, because it is your home.
Do you remember your cousin Vafair? He has shown us this way.
Where will you plant my new tree?
I know this beautiful spot that we could totally find an area to plant this new tree. It's a place miles from where I used to train and camp, and nobody there should disturb you. And there's a farmer nearby, and it's just them and their family. And I think they will be a nice, welcome company to you to grow and find peace. I don't know if Elut needs to translate that for me though, or if we can. Okay.
You're good. I accept your offering, children of Vafair. I will leave this village to its own demise. I give you warning as two legs. Do not let this way of destruction spread, or I will take my vengeance. And you see a flash of light as the spirit, who you couldn't see before, leaps up into the sky and disappears. And that, sisters of the Sodal Feralata, is the tale of how we helped a leopard spirit find a new place to dwell, and helped a small farming family to succeed for years and years to come. Their descendants still trade with us for fresh food that tastes better than anything we could have gotten from the village of the name I forgot. Oh my gosh. From the village of Haorin. The end.
The end.
Well done.
Thank you, Adriel.
Thank you.
The next, I'm gonna GM the next tale.
I'm
What?
really sorry. I just feel like I should clap.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah,
that's
because
great.
at the end of a campfire tale, you get kind of like, yay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, grandmother. Can I give you a
So
drink?
I'm gonna GM the next tale, and I would like to use what I like to call the Mad Libs approach. So Adriel, can you please give me a creature?
Bear.
Okay. Kasey, can you please give me a time of year?
Ooh, let's do winter.
Okay. Chris, can you please give me an adjective?
Superfluous.
Good adjective.
You're the worst. And Andrea, can you please give me, how about you give me some sort of mythical beast?
A manticore.
Ooh.
Perfect. Okay, so I am now, we did not work this out beforehand. So now I'm going to take those components, and my campfire tale will be the tale of the bear and the manticore. Gather around the fire, my dear beloveds. About a generation ago, the longest winter that any of us had ever known stretched on for months and months. Our Sodal was reaching the brink of survival. We had been buried in snow. And our bravest warriors ventured out into this endless winter to bring back as much food as they could carry. Our tale concerns Ilut the sweet, Deborah the inconveniently strong, Sage the honorable, and Solvi the feral.
That
Very
was
feral.
perfect.
Super feral. Solvi howled above the wind,
Oh,
feeling free in herself as she was out. You were all loaded up with so many furs and layers. The landscape looks like a blank slate. Everything is so blanketed in snow. You can see your breath. And as you are going away from the safety of your village and your people, you come upon a deep valley. And looking down, you see creatures gripped in battle. One is one that you know. It's obviously a bear. The other creature you've never seen before. What would you like to do?
Now that I see these creatures, I want to tell the group that we need to find a viewpoint where we're not going to be seen, so we can look further. But I don't want to interrupt and get their attention on us as well.
Deborah is about to interrupt before you say that, and backs off, about to leap in.
Love that.
there are some hollows back there. We could hide in them and I think still see what's happening.
I think,
Yeah.
Sisters, I think that if we wait, they'll kill each other and we can eat the fallen. I definitely know we could eat the bear. As for the other one, I'm not so sure. So, since we need food, they could be our food.
I do think, Aloot, there's a way to honor them as well as provide us sustenance so that nothing is wasted from the battle. Because it is important that we honor all the fallen, even if they're not fallen by our hands.
Does that other creature have a tail like an insect? Would it poison us?
You are all welcome at this time to do a scrolls roll to see if any of you remember or have ever seen anything about this creature.
9.
1.
7.
Okay, so my strong folk, you don't remember anything about this creature, but it does look like it could hurt you, so that is what you're focused on.
Want to eat the tail.
Yes.
Yeah. Could be very much like shrimp.
Now, Aloot and Solvi, you are blessed by Vafair. So, can you tell me what that looks like, each of you?
That looks like the stinging bug that runs on sand. We don't touch it with its grippy claws and its stingy tail.
Yes, but how did Vafair tell you that?
Oh, how did Vafair tell me that? I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Vafair sent there, like, I felt for a moment the sun on my face and the dryness that I felt being in a desert, and that sensation reminded me of my experience there and clicked the memory of this insect I've seen before.
Perfect.
I,
Go ahead, Aloot.
for a moment, had been envisioning cooking that tail. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten a good meal in a long time, so I'm envisioning cooking that tail in a nice butter cream sauce, and it's in my mind it smells like shrimp, and then all of a sudden it smells like acidic, burned chemicals, pain. My sense of smell is overwhelmed with acrid. And I know that Vafair has said something to me that perhaps, and I know it's not about my cooking. It's definitely about my understanding of that creature.
And with that understanding, both of you, you know that this creature is incredibly strong, and it's very close to where your whole Sodal is camped.
Oh no. Sisters, I don't know what we will do with regards to the bear, but this creature is strong, and if it overcomes, I fear for our sisters at home.
So maybe then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my sword and I'm going to tell Deborah, do you think we should try and approach?
We will help the bear defeat this foe.
Is the bear losing?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, so then urgently we must do this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and draw my sword and start doing a strong power walk towards.
Okay. Any who are approaching, please give me a sandals roll.
I'm walking behind to make it look like it's in slow motion.
Perfect.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 1.
5.
Okay. And Alute, what did you roll?
I roll a 3.
Okay, Alute and Deborah, you are finding your footing easily. Unfortunately, Sage, out in front, you take a step, and it is on a section of the snow that was not packed very well. And you stumble and start sliding down into the ravine. Solvi, you rolled a 1?
No, Sage
rolled
rolled
the
the
one.
one.
Oh, you rolled the 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I'm the one
apologies.
who just...
You are the one. You were too excited. You fell down. You were sliding down. But Sage, you have been blessed by Vafair. What do you see, or how does he help you?
I think what's going to happen is I all of a sudden have this increased like vision, and I can kind of see into the Manticore fight, and they're bleeding really, really bad. Like something's off with the Manticore, and I'm not really 100% sure like what's going on, but it seems wounded, and also like like maybe I'm able to spot that it is a female Manticore that is concerned about something.
Okay. Vafair shows you this by having a vision of a fox sort of scampering down, and it lets you snap your vision in closer to where the fox is, almost as if you are looking through their eyes. So you're able to see up close, and you're able to see that it is indeed a female Manticore, and she seems to be battling in a way that is not just because there is something near her, but like it feels like it's a more of a survival, almost desperation kind of a fight. And when your vision snaps back to you, you take a look down and you see that Solvi is just like ass over tea kettle, just rolling, becoming like one of those snowballs in the cartoons all the way down, and she is fastly approaching this fight.
I'm definitely going to pick up my speed to try and help Solvi, because I don't want her to get swung at by the tail, because the Manticore's tail is just swinging back and forth. So I'm definitely going to try my best to get ahead of it and use my back to block the motion.
Yeah, I'll get in on that.
Alute?
I was just, I have another action, but perhaps this one should happen first.
Okay. Deborah and Sage, you are definitely defending your fellow sister. So this is a staves roll. Okay. So Sage, we're going to resolve you first. You have put yourself between Solvi and the fight, which was very brave of you. Unfortunately, that put you got bumped by this big snowball that is your sister, and you kind of lost your balance a little bit, and as you scooted, you got slashed across the back from the fight. So I'm going to have you take 1 harm.
Okay.
How does harm work in Savage Sisters?
We're going to do it right now. Thank you for that perfect segue, Chris. So then we immediately have to roll to roll about, we immediately resolve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to take your die and you are going to roll it once and tell me what you got.
2.
Okay, so when you roll above the number of damage that you have, you are able to push through You are still alive, but you are damaged.
Okay.
If you were to have rolled equal to the number of harm that you have, you clear it. If you roll below the number of harm that you have, you die.
Okay.
So it behooves you to stay out of trouble. But yeah. So your sister is bleeding. Now, Deborah, Vafair has visited you in this moment when you were trying to defend. Tell me how your fox god helped you.
Deborah feels endued with supernatural strength, the likes of which she has never seen before, and she is able to pick up the snowball.
Yes.
And with it lifted above her head, she yells, "Are you ready, sister? I have a plan."
Oh boy. Solvi, would you like to reply to that?
I guess Sylvia's just trying to right herself so
She's
that
you're definitely upside down.
Yeah.
And facing away from the fight.
Heaves the ball of ice and Solvi at the Manticore.
Okay, before you heave it, Ilu, you had a plan.
Yes, I believe that I have, despite our desperate need for food, I have a few things that I carry in various pouches and pockets that that Vafair has helped create with additional healing opportunities. And
Okay.
so we could call them healing cookies. And
Healing
I have
cookies.
a pocket full of healing cookies.
Oh,
and
man.
What I will do is I will slide down to where Solvi is and see if I can get one to her. And if I can, I will also call out in what I believe to be bear language, toss one into the air so the bear can grab it in its snout.
Okay, so this is a 2-ply
Right.
roll. So the first roll from you is going to be a skulls roll, because you are trying to affect the world around you with the power of your heart, I would say.
Okay. And that is a 4.
Okay, so you are having a really hard time getting that cookie to Solvi. Because your friend Deborah, who has so many hearts in so many of the right places, is sort of swaying around and looking for her opening. And so as you're trying to get it to it, you're having a hard time handing it up to her. Now your second roll to get it to the bear is going to be a sandals roll, because it's pure just chucking it out there.
A 1.
Okay, so this does succeed, but only because Vafair sees what you are doing and steps in to aid you. So how does Vafair aid you this time?
There is a legend of a flying fox. Vafair doesn't normally appear as a flying fox, but in this moment, there is a shadow of a fox with its all 4 paws out and wing-like spaces between the paws as it reaches out, grabs the cookie, and changes its trajectory just enough so that it lands in the bear's maw. And
the bear is startled, but like chomps down on it, because Vafair knows how to make delicious cookies with your help.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing the bear's ever eaten. Let's be fair. Not a lot out here. And you feel like you can see the bear sort of straighten and fortify itself. And just at that moment, our friend Deborah just chucks Solvi into the Manticore.
Oh no.
This is definitely a staves roll.
For who?
For for Deborah.
Okay.
Sorry. Everybody, who knows?
6. Yes.
That is a success. And tell me exactly where you were aiming. What were you attempting to do?
So, how big is the Manticore in regards to Solvi's ice ball size?
Yeah. So, the Manticore is about the size of like a grown male lion.
Okay.
Pretty big. But so it's not, it's bigger than a human-ish. But now Solvi has been wrapped in this snow, so she's larger than she normally would be. So, but the thing I think Solvi, the Solvi ball, like a little mochi, is like 2/3 of the size of the Manticore.
Okay, Manticore is not elephant, more like big horse or lion. Okay.
Yes.
Trying to like wing it right onto the back.
So we're looking at this kind of emotion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this
Not
as
into the
opposed to a
face,
straight.
because I don't want her to break out and like be 2 inches away.
Yeah. So this perfect arc, and you are sort of reminded of as when you used to play as kids, and you sort of shoot her up into the air, and it makes this perfect arc and lands on the back of the Manticore, bursting open all of the snow and ice that had accumulated on her. And now Solvi, the Manticore yells out a bit in pain. She's just got hit with like a ball of ice, and you find yourself just like riding the back of this Manticore.
Does this Manticore have wings or not?
Yes.
Great. I'm going to try to like grab the wings and get this Manticore to leave the ground.
Okay.
I'm I've ridden a horse.
Sure.
Gotta be the same, right?
Basically the same thing. What's not to like? All right. I wonder what kind of role that would be. This feels like maybe I'm gonna say that it is a skulls roll.
All right.
You are enforcing your will on this creature.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I rolled a 4.
Yeah. So the rest of you watch as Solvi grips the top, like at the base of the wings, the shoulder blades of the wings, if you will, and starts to attempt to like flap them a little bit. She starts sort of moving them around, and instead of taking off, the Manticore just rears back. So now Solvi is hanging from the wings directly above its scorpion tail. And this is when the bear decides that it is going to make a big swipe, because oh boy, it feels so much better from that cookie. Let's see what it does. Do. Lands a massive blow on the Manticore. The Manticore falls on top of Solvi. Solvi, you take 1 harm.
Yeah, I do. I have rolled a 6, so I'm not dead.
You are not dead, but oh boy, this is not your favorite day.
No.
So I'm definitely, I'm on the ground, but I've gotten back up and I'm in pain, but I'm going to start trying to use whatever strength I have left to start kind of wrestle. Like I see a piece of Solvi just sticking out, like her shoulder. So I'm just like kind of like pulling her with all of my weight, and my like heels are like digging into the snow. to
Yeah.
try and pull her out as best as possible.
So you are, in essence, trying to defend her. So this is a staves roll.
Okay. 7.
And that is a success. So you are able to sort of pull her out from underneath. If it is possible, she looks even more feral than she did at the beginning of this tale. Oh boy, she's a mess. Like, there's blood, more blood smear than you're used to. She's like wet somehow, and there's like manticore fur smeared across her. It's pretty gross, but she's out.
Yes.
And the battle is a raging on.
So I'm definitely going to talk to Sylvie and say, do we need to like head out? How are you feeling? Like, do we need to like walk back, and maybe do we have any type of medicines or something on us, a salve we can put? Like, I have a big strip on my back right now, and you're bleeding pretty bad.
I think I'm okay. Enough. Like, obviously this hurts, but we need to save this bear or stop this fight. I think we should power through.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to.
Deborah, anyone?
Yeah.
Deborah was taking a big breather.
Sure.
Used up a lot of calories of energy.
Yeah.
But she's ready to, like, seeing that her sister survived the foolhardy strategy. She's ready to just charge in like normal.
She'll enact a second foolhardy strategy.
Yeah, but only risk herself.
Right. And you're attacking with your sword and shield, or what is it? Shield and axe.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a staves roll.
Okay.
Going in barehanded.
Yep.
Do it.
Help the bear. 5.
Yeah. You realized, you know what? Thinking, not my strong suit. We're gonna go back to these.
Mm-hmm.
Falling back on my old friends here. And you just throw yourself into the battle. The bear seemed like it was doing something, again, super surprised that there is now this other thing attacking. If you could read bear thought, they'd be like, this is the weirdest day. So Deborah just, like, the camera sees Sage and Sylvie speaking, you know, sort of in hushed, they're panting, they're like, oh man, it's so hard, and we're sort of pulled in tight on them. And then in the background, this just like Deborah missile just comes shooting over the two of you, yelling joyfully and triumphantly, and tackles the manticore. Because your plan was to get it away from the bear, correct?
Yeah, I'm basically treating the bear as my compatriot at this point, for better or worse. Like,
so
partner
Deborah has all of her limbs wrapped around this manticore, and it is injured enough that it is sort of like tackled to the ground.
I'm gonna like argue that I'm gonna like come in and say like, okay, now that we have the manticore restrained, like what is, like, we can't like kill the manticore, so like there's got to be something, a way to communicate, and maybe Alute, because she does have that tongue in spirit communication, maybe Alute can communicate to the manticore and we can figure out why they're in pain and they seem like they're attacking everything that comes at them.
I shall.
Alute, this is definitely a scrolls roll for you.
Yes, I don't necessarily speak Manticore. This might be the first Manticore I've ever even met, but I speak Universal Spirit. How
That's
about
true.
that? And that is a 4.
Uh-oh. So Elut, you're being blocked somehow from speaking to the spirit of this manticore. You've tried all of the things that you normally do to communicate with animals and spirits, and it's just it feels like you're running up against a wall.
Can I try to speak to the bear instead?
Yeah, sure. So that'll be one more scrolls roll. You'll have, since you have to shift your focus.
Yeah. That's a 2.
Yeah, you're able to connect almost immediately with the bear. And the images that you're getting from the bear are anger and fear, and also how this creature looks to the bear. But there seems to be more than one, and there seems to be several small ones.
That the bear sees more than one manticore.
Correct.
And sees manticore offspring, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay. And I say, if we're communicating in images, or I will say, this manticore is protecting its cubs. Where are your cubs? Go to your own cubs. Leave these.
The bear seems to sort of, that brings it up a little short. It was very angry before, and it sort of shuffles back. And the images of these cubs that you are sort of projecting to them gets through. And they do a bit more posturing of like, I'm big and strong. Yeah, my land. And then they shuffle off, and they leave the fight.
Good. Told ya.
Nice, Elut. Good job. Down to just the manticore now.
Okay.
So how has the manticore, how are they? What's their current mood? Have they calmed down? Because I know Deborah has been restraining them for a while. Are they still fighting her?
Let's see what you're doing. No, they're they've stilled, and you can tell that their breathing is pretty labored.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will offer a cookie to Solvi now that she's not tumbling inside a giant ice ball.
Okay.
And I will offer a cookie to the manticore and try to explain that it is, even though I can't communicate, I will pantomime. I will say that this, maybe the manticore will see Solvi's reaction, something. And then I will ask Solvi, can you see that there are manticore offspring here? Can you see them? The bear saw them. I can't see them, but I think maybe you can.
I look around. I look at the manticore.
So this is a heart roll, I think. Oh, sorry. Skulls. I reverted back to princesses. Apologies.
I rolled a 1. So, part of the manticore's body lights up, and I understand, I think, that there are babies either inside this manticore or recently inside this manticore. And I don't see the babies, but I know what you're saying is truth. And I get the intention Elut has given me. I break the cookie in half, and I eat a piece of one half, and I pass the other half to Sage and mumble, you did good, I guess. Because we're rivals.
Perfect.
And hopefully the Manticore sees me do that.
Yeah, so the Manticore sees that you are no longer bleeding and can't go anywhere because Deborah is very strong. So yeah. So Deborah still has this animal pinned and is now almost like how you see them administer medicines and things to very large animals, like where vets have to get into a situation where they're sort of like holding them in the proper position. This restraining is no longer painful anyway. It's just sort of like cradling, but firmly keeping you where they need to be. So she allows herself to eat it, and it starts to heal her a little bit, but she's in very bad shape. And so just this one cookie cannot undo all of this damage. And as she sort of shifts around, you realize that in the fight, she's not given birth yet. So she is pregnant currently, and she looks like she's very close to giving birth, which is probably why she was so desperate to be away from anything that could be a predator.
Sarah, I want to reference back to my training camp where I was able to get some first aid training. And because she has that, the Manticore has a wound right now from the bear. Mm-hmm. And I want to see if we can if I can gather stuff around me to make some sort of salve. And while she's still being restrained, just quickly take care of the salve. And then maybe we can send her off because yeah, she should be treated.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say that this is a scrolls roll to make sure that, and because of your backstory, I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage on this roll.
Okay.
Because it may be difficult to find things, but you learned a lot of tricks while you were training, because sometimes you get hurt in the middle of nowhere.
For sure. Okay. I got a 4.
And with your advantage, you got a 4?
No, without. So it's a 5.
Okay.
Oh.
No, roll again.
Oh, I roll again. Okay, I'm sorry. So
and then
4
tell
was
me
my
the other
first
number.
one,
Okay.
and a 7.
Okay, so you can't find what you need to heal this Manticore, but you know that what you do need to heal her is back at your village.
Interesting. Okay, so then I'm definitely going to let the group, guys, everyone, I think I know exactly what I need. It's not here. The village is just a quick run for me. Should I run and grab it so we can help this Manticore? Unless someone has it on them, can we do like a check to see if they have what
that was part of that scrolls roll.
Okay.
To see if you could find it either on them or on the surrounding area.
Yeah, so maybe I could do something for speed and agility to see if I can get there and back or something like that.
Unless anybody, like, before she goes, is there anything anybody else wants to do?
Any other ideas?
Deborah was not paying attention to a lot of what was going on. She was caught in the thrill of battle, so she is very confused as to what's going on, but is supportive of whatever people tell her to do.
Well,
okay,
how about
go ahead, Alute.
we take, instead of you going back to the village and coming this way, back, how about we take the Manticore back toward our village? I don't foresee the Manticore as dangerous any longer, and we could probably help the birth closer to our home, a place of warmth and safety.
I think that's a great idea. If maybe we can signal to the Manticore in some way that, we want to help them and take them with us. They're definitely very heavy. Can Deborah support their weight?
Let's find out.
Deborah thinks she can support their weight.
All
I
right.
can help you. Can I help with the weight? Can it be like both of
Absolutely.
us? Okay.
So what I'm gonna have you guys do, so here's what could happen. If only part of the team is carrying the manticore, I'll need a roll. If all 4 of you are going to assist, you would be able to bear the weight without having to check it.
I'll help.
Yeah, I will help, definitely. And I would also like, I know a song. It is a calming song that we sing to women before they give birth, or as
Perfect.
they're in the birth process. I have no idea if this will work with a manticore, but birth is birth.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a scrolls roll, because this is definitely drawing on your knowledge of both childbirth and potentially animal husbandry and myths and legends.
2.
So yeah, so the 4 of you hoist this manticore onto sort of your backs in this like strange sort of sling contraption that you've made with your arms and your bodies, and a lute starts singing this song, and none of the rest of you know the words, but you are very familiar with this tune. This is something that you have heard throughout your life over and over again, and you find yourself sort of humming along with it as she's singing this, and you're moving back over the snow, and you get back to your village, and by the time you get there, the manticore is purring gently and is just sort of nestled into you, and you're able to help bring several new manticore babies into the world. Does not seem like that many manticore babies should have fit inside this manticore, but I don't know if there's some sort of like fancy mythical technology in there, but the 4 new manticores have come into the world, and this pod of creatures sort of is nestled together, and for the next 2 seasons, this manticore and her offspring, they help make sure that there is enough food for the village. She'll go out and hunt for her children, and then we'll also start hunting for you to say thank you for rescuing her from losing both her life and her offspring. And one of the things that you were able to pick up was that her venom in her tail, when used properly, is actually a very potent medicine to help heal wounds. So those of you who encountered something in the fight, you don't even have scars from it. They've healed it all up.
Can I add one thing?
Absolutely.
I think the last born manticore baby is the smallest, and every once in a while, just out of the corner of your eye, a trick of the light seems to have fox-like features.
Nice.
Yep. Little bit of Vafair reminding you, like, this was the right choice. Thank you for doing this. So that is the tale of the bear and the manticore. The superfluous came in because she had so many babies. She had a superfluous number of babies.
I forgot about superfluous.
I'm sorry.
It's
fantastic.
Sorry, it's perfect. So we're gonna take a 5-minute bio break now, that we have gone through our first 2 tales, and we will be back in a few minutes to finish off our campfire. Maybe. Hi friends, welcome back to Sarah's Table. We are in the middle of a session of Savage Sisters. We're having the most delightful time attacking bears and manticores and each other. So we are going to move on to our next one. We've already told 2 tales, and our next tale is going to be led by Chris.
All right. Gather around the fire, my best beloveds, for now I tell you of the trials of the Riddle Master. Once, long ago, during a great storm, there was much lightning, and the clan's herd went missing. In the morning, you were asked to escort the clan's shepherds to find the great flock of goats and cattle and cows and sheep. The shepherds are skilled, and you're able to follow the trail for many miles. It leads through a great jungle. You come to a clearing in the jungle where a massive chasm cuts through the terrain. You know of this chasm from legend. It's unnaturally deep, with a river barely visible through the fog hundreds of meters below. The path of the cattle leads to a single rickety rope bridge. And in the middle of the bridge, you see a figure standing. As you get closer, the hooded figure you can see is holding a sword to the rope of the bridge. A single cut would break the bridge and send it into the ravine. The hooded figure shouts to your party. If your cows and goats you wish to see, something you must bring to me. If you fail, you'll fall into the fog, for I'm the master of riddles called Nagrog. Listen closely to what I seek, then go to yon jungle and bring it back with all speed. He pauses, takes a breath, and then his booming voice fills the clearing. I can sizzle like bacon. I am made with an egg. I have plenty of backbone, but lack a good leg. I peel layers like onions, but still remain whole. But I can be long like a flagpole, yet fit in a hole. Bring me this gift without much haste. A bridge is a terrible thing to waste. What do you do?
So I'm definitely looking super annoyed, and I turn to Lena and I'm like, okay, should I pull out my sword right now? What are you thinking?
Not yet. I don't think you can get to him to strike him down before he could cut the bridge.
All right.
Could you repeat the riddle?
Of course I can. You'll need a plan. I can sizzle like bacon.
Wait, it's hard to hear you. Can you move closer?
Your tricks will not work on me. I've thought this out, you will see. I can sizzle like bacon. I am made with an egg. I have plenty of backbone, but lack a good leg. I peel layers like onions, but still remain whole. I can be long like a flagpole, yet fit in a hole. Listen closely to what I need, then go to yon jungle and bring it back with all speed.
It's a snake.
Yeah.
Is there a particular kind of snake?
No.
Oh. All right. Great. All right, let's go snake hunting.
So this guy wants us to get him a snake, but he took our herds. Like,
What if, okay, so as I would like to walk away out of earshot of, like we'll go into the jungle.
Yeah. The
What
jungle's
if
all around you.
What if we get a snake and bring it to him and then push him in the ravine?
okay.
Are we convinced that he deserves death, sisters?
He took our whole food source so that he
also-
could tell us a riddle. This dude is a psychopath.
We also can avoid him altogether and make our own bridge. Or reinforce the existing bridge. We don't need to go that way. There are many ways across this ravine. We'll just figure it out. I do not like being held hostage by some riddler.
I do like the image of just like going on the bridge over and like waving at him as we go across the ravine.
I don't want to catch a snake who wasn't doing anything and give it to this person.
But that other bridge is very unstable, so we definitely need to take care of it before attempting, or else I think we would perish, sisters.
Yeah.
Grandmother, were there any other ways across the ravine?
There may be other ways across the ravine, but you would probably lose the trail.
Got it.
You were surprised that this way across the ravine existed.
Oh.
So it's
So
not
are
a
we-
place where we normally go.
You have never, you have not in living memory crossed the ravine.
I'm gonna say I want to go back out, just peek out a little bit, and I want to ask, why a snake? Why do you want to? Why is there a purpose for this snake? Do you need it? You know, the venom.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. So you walk out. He looks expectant. From the best you can see, underneath his hood, but sees you don't have a snake and looks crestfallen. My purpose is my own, but your question remains. I do not have your herd detained. What I need is for good health, you see. The object will repair my knee.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the woods and relay this message to my sisters.
And then we also got to see in real time how mad Chris is that he made a character that has to speak in rhyme. You're not supposed to come back and talk to me.
I am willing to fashion a snake-like object out of a few pieces of vine and some twine and things that we have that looks like a snake. And since he's all the way on the other side of the ravine, I don't think that's a problem. We'll just hold it up.
What
Do
if,
we want to deceive him?
I mean, he said he's not the one detaining our flock. He's literally just blocking our way there. So I'm good with tricking him.
And I would ask him the question, if you are not detaining our flock, who is?
I'm gonna go my own separate way on this one. I understand. I think I'm gonna go start looking to see what kind of snakes are in this area. And I'm going to, let me see, ask Adriel's character, I'm sorry, Adriel.
It's okay,
Solvi, thank you. Solvi the Feral, if she knows what kind of snakes are known in this area.
Grandmother.
So that would probably be a scrolls roll.
I rolled a 5. Solvi is not having a good day remembering things today.
It's hot, you know?
You could
Hard to
check
think.
perception to
See
see
if I can see snakes.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 1. So should I say what I was hoping to find?
Yes.
Okay,
You say
yes.
what you were supernaturally aided in your quest. Tell me what happens.
Okay, so I see a fox hop out of this kind of brushel of leaves that are dead. They're decaying leaves, and it catches my attention. And I see a coral snake in there. And I notice it from the colors. And I'm pretty sure it's not a king snake. It is the kind with the venom that is deadly. and I try to channel my bravery that Deborah has taught me in previous times we've been on ventures together. And I try and go and catch the snake so it doesn't attack me, but I also don't harm the snake. And I want to see if I can milk it. Is that a lot? Is that too much in one?
Well, no, your God helps you. So I think.
But they just see me. They help me see it, right? Like not necessarily
I
capture
can
it.
assist.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody give me who would like to do a sandals roll to help, like.
I will help.
Make sure no one gets bit by the snake.
I got a 2 for my sandals.
That is not passing, I believe.
I did good.
I
think I got bit by a snake, you guys.
You did get bitten by a snake. The snake doesn't seem displeased, but it does bite you, and I will need you to remind me how harm works.
Okay, so I take 1 harm.
Okay.
And then I immediately roll a harm check to see if I die.
And that's a D6, or is that your?
It is your die still. So I'm a D4, so I will roll my D4. And I got a 2, which is above my number of harm. So I am not happy, but I persevere.
After the snake bites you, it seems to non-painfully wrap itself around your arm.
Oh, I have a snake now. It tried to eat me.
Well, I guess, how do you react to the snake biting you? Do you throw it away, or are you determined to?
So, my goal was to not let it bite anyone else, and so I don't think I would toss it. I would want to I've already been bitten. I'll hang out with it.
You absolutely stopped it from biting anyone else.
I succeeded, friends.
Yeah. And now you have a coral snake. It seems amenable to being milked.
It's primed. It already bit me.
I'm gonna ask the loot with her training in cooking if she thinks that there's anything in her knowledge base that would be aligned to milking not a cow, but a snake.
I shall answer. Oh, grandmother, should I roll something?
Yes. That would probably be, is it a making or a knowing if you know how to make something?
Both.
Scrolls is good. Let's do scrolls.
2.
Yeah.
That's a success.
Yes, I do know. I have used venom in various recipes in the past. These were not very good recipes, mind you, but they were recipes that were very effective. And so, we can milk this snake, and we just need a small vessel. Yeah, here we go. And let's place a piece of fabric over the top, and we twist this. Yes. Lena, would you please bring the snake over here, and we'll, attach it. Try to calm the snake. Calm the snake. And see if we can request. I ask the snake, request that you please bite here. Give us your venom.
Give me a perception check diplomacy check of scrolls.
Do I need to do that too, since I'm holding said snake?
I think the snake likes you now.
Great.
It bit you. You didn't run away. You also didn't
Great.
For better or worse.
I rolled another 2.
This is my snake now.
Yeah, you have some snake venom in a jar. You probably did the thing where you seal over the top of it and then squeeze it into a vial, a small vial of snake venom.
Oh, snaky McSnake pants. Now, we could show the vial and the snake to this wizard,
Yeah.
demonstrating that we got the venom from the snake. Now, if he wasn't lying, perhaps this will convince him and we do not have to give him the snake.
Mhm.
But we don't know his true purposes.
I am not convinced that he is a wizard.
He didn't.
He
say
might just be a crazy dude who speaks in rhyme.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
a hurt knee, though. With a hurt
Yeah,
knee.
but yeah, you know, with a bum leg. Let's go check it out.
Okay.
I'm hanging out with my snake.
All right. He immediately lights up, like sees the snake, claps his hands, then realizes what he's doing, and quickly like returns the sword down to the.
This is a terrible way to get what you want. I tell you that you threatening us and threatening our livelihood and threatening our village and threatening our people is a terrible way. Should you have just come to us and asked for help with your knee, we would have given it freely. It is upon us to give hospitality to strangers. You are a bully.
Well, you solved my riddle with varying speed. That's exactly what I need. Release the snake onto the bridge, or fall into this deadly ridge.
I mean, you would be the one that fell, because we're still on the land, and you're on the bridge.
But they have the cattle, right? That's on the bridge?
No, just the cattle's not on the bridge, it's on the other side of the bridge.
You don't see it.
I don't want to give you Professor Alistair Jones, PhD. We've bonded.
You feel the snake like start wiggling around. Do you want to hold on to it?
Yeah, it's probably gonna bite me again, but I'm with it.
All right, give me a sandals check. Okay, the snake bites you.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh no.
I have 2 harm. Hold on. Let me roll my harm check.
Okay.
Let's see if Lena bites it right now. It killed Lena.
Oh
Oh,
no!
and anti-venom too.
Is there any way that, like, simultaneously someone can use the anti-venom at the same time?
Well, I just
Nah.
milked the
Let me
snake.
tell
There
you what
can't
happens,
be much
because I get
venom
to
left.
narrate my spectacular death.
No, she dies. She just
Oh,
dies.
Oh,
There's
Lena.
no way out of a harm death.
So I
Don't mess around with the riddle master.
I think I'm protecting the snake from Senator Crazy Pants on the bridge, and it starts to sort of try to get away, and to make sure that it stays safe, I kind of clamp down on it, and it just like bites, like it turns its head and just bites right into my carotid. And there was enough venom left in its little fangs to get right directly into my bloodstream. And Lena was in the middle of saying, "No, you can't have it," and then she goes silent, and then gets real stiff, and then just face plants.
The snake wriggles onto the bridge and goes up the riddle master's his foot on his cloak, and he jumps off the bridge.
So Sophie would like to react to this,
Sure.
and she lets out a blood-curdling scream and hurtles her spear at the riddle master.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that staves?
Yes, and I rolled a 5.
All right.
Yeah! Avenge me!
I am chanting, yes, on the side.
Took a turn.
Okay. You
Dark turn.
you stat. Do I roll harm for NPCs or do I just do?
Nope.
Okay.
So I've succeeded,
Yeah.
and you as the grandmother can decide what that success means for your NPCs, but this guy, I mean, if he doesn't die, yeah.
So your spear, the spear is your weapon? Yeah.
Yep.
Spear takes him straight in the shoulder. Staggers backwards, and starts to flee off the bridge. And just staggers away, and collapses. He makes it off the bridge, but collapses against a rock. The spear is still like through. Like he's not doing well. You're on the other side of the bridge with a recently deceased Lena and a snake.
So Lena, wait a minute. We're on one side. Lena, I was gonna say bid it, but the other way around was
The
bid it.
opposite.
She did bid.
Yeah,
On
no,
this
that's
side,
good.
and the Riddler guy is on this side, and the spear is in the Riddler.
Yeah. He was able to flee off
the snake is over here.
Yeah, snake's over there. It doesn't look like that mad. Like, it's not guarding the bridge. It's maybe it's nestled in because the Riddle Master is not a viable option right now. It's kind of nestled in with Sarah, just like thinking Lena might wake up.
This is my friend that I poisoned and bite. La, 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 la. Snake logic.
The snake doesn't know.
It's so sad.
I'm going to cross the bridge.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
my spear back.
I'm with you. I'm going to say, though, because of everything that's happened, I do have my sword drawn, though.
You can, it looks like the Riddle Master wants to tell you something. But, like, he is very stabbed. Like...
That's Solvy's kill. Solvy's got to be the one.
Solvy wants... she's going to attempt to take her spear from him and say, your games brought our sister death. How dare you? I am going to take vengeance on you.
What you hear in return in a raspy voice is you hear very, very faintly, "You solved my riddle, oft misunderstood. Now you'll see what's hiding beneath my hood." And he pulls back his hood, and it's hair of snakes. And I will need a sandals check
from
turn to stone from Solvy.
I rolled a 6.
All right. You take 1 harm.
Okay.
Does Solvy get any advantage because she never let an enemy leave, and that's one of our things? Like he was gonna jump off a bridge.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
All right. So,
Callback.
unfortunately, I rolled 6, so both times. So that means I do not succeed at my sandals check. So I take a harm, and I took a harm in the last tail. Harm does not carry over, but I have rolled above it. So thankfully, I do not die.
You feel your left arm, harden into something like stone.
What did you do to me? And Sylvie stabs him with her spear. I will roll staves.
Yep. Nope. That's great.
Can I assist as
I want
well?
to assist too.
Yeah. Like if they want to like get her and like I'm gonna come in with my sword as she comes with her spear. Her spear.
Thank goodness, because Solvi's not used to this weight on her left arm and did not succeed stabbing a man lying below her on
You
the
definitely
ground.
like fell over. You like
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
to assist, Sage, you do have to roll staves to like shield your eyes. You know of this creature, the Gorgon.
I got a 7.
Okay, you can approach like you're like not meeting the gaze. And what do you do?
Let's see. I immediately swipe my sword at the cluster of snakes that are entangled to try and sever as many as possible in one blow.
All right. What would the Riddle Master be? I'm going to give him a Scrolls roll for damage. You do harm to the Riddle Master. So if I was doing harm to an NPC and I rolled a 3, what does that mean?
So if he's taking harm, he would take a point of harm, and then you have rolled above that point of harm, so he does not die.
No, now hang on. He's had more than one harm.
Right, yeah, he's at 2, so he had the stab through, and then stabbed in the face.
Uh-huh.
So that's 2, and I rolled a 3, so he's still
Man.
Luckily, Alute has not taken her.
Yeah, Alute, are you gonna pile on this?
Yes.
Pile on.
Yes, and I do have a knife. It's a very, very small knife, but you'll notice that there's something black and sticky kind of oozing from the end of the knife. It's not a good-looking knife.
Okay.
It's not pretty.
Wait, is it snake venom?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's something that I just cooked up in my kitchen.
Great. All right, give me a staves, and this is both. Actually, give me a sandals to approach.
3.
Great. And then you're able to successfully approach this terrible fool is not moving. Like, I'm gonna assume you can make the hit. So I'm going to take another harm. Then I got a 2.
You did.
You hear a whisper on the wind. I wasn't necessarily a terrible guy, but now I die.
Oh.
And that, sisters, is the tale of how we saved the great herd of our people and defeated a mighty scourge upon the land.
Woohoo!
And lost our sister Lena.
Lena was the scourge
Lena.
upon the land. Plot twist.
Good job.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, we definitely have time for Kasey to be our grandmother, which is something that you probably weren't expecting anyone to say right now.
I am so excited to be y'all's grandmother. I think I have an idea, though. I'm not going to do the Mad Libs. I think I have like a small little idea. It's
okay,
small.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay. So you've been sisters going back to this time period. Oh, I have to say the name of the tale. The Venture in the Lily Field is going to be the name of the tale.
Okay.
Okay, so you are trying to find this town where you've been called to because the towns has just completely gone off the map. They are no longer like receiving communication, and no communication is coming out of this town. So you're venturing and you're on the outskirts of this town, and you hit a lily field, and it's moonlight. So you're going through this field, and the moon, it's a very clear sky, the moon is above, and you all of a sudden start feeling very like happy, but not in a good way, almost disillusioned, almost like your willpower is leaving you, and you start to hear fluttering. What do you do?
Can I call on my knowledge to see if like there are plants in the area that are known to be like brain altering in some way?
Yes, so go ahead and do a scrolls test for that.
I got a 1.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so call to Valhalla. What are you hoping to find?
I think that as I'm sort of in this like medicine heady sort of weird brain space, as I look around, I see a cluster of plants that looks like a pair of fox ears, the big long fox ears, and when I look closer, I see that it's actually like a plant that we know we're not supposed to touch because you know, our mothers always told us that it makes you feel a little loopy, so we're not supposed to get near it.
So what do you signal to the group about this? Has anybody touched this plant yet? Does anybody think that they've touched it?
Sophie probably did.
Should we do a check to see if we...
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Let's do a sandals, I think. A dexterity, right?
Yep.
Seems right. I got a 1 again.
Okay.
2.
Okay, so Solvi has definitely touched this plant. Let's see. Elut has not. She recognized it and knew that it was something she should stay away from. And yes, of course, Deborah has probably decided that maybe she should taste it.
Oh,
Deborah!
And in fact, Deborah, I think, was doing it while Lena was trying to warn her not to.
So I have it like in my mouth.
Yeah. It's exactly what's happening.
Classic comedy.
So Lena, maybe there's something the gods are telling you about this plant, about how it propagates or something like that.
Yeah, so I think Vafair directed my attention. I sort of saw, like, out of the corner of my eye, what I thought was like a flash of the classic fox colors. And I looked over and noticed that there's probably like way more than we expected to see in this area. And usually, as with all wild plants, there's usually a plant that like grows near it or alongside it that will counteract the effects. And I remember what it looks like, so I'm looking at that direction, just where Vafair was, to look for so that I can make sure that poor Deborah isn't like on the weirdest trip of her life.
Yeah, for sure. So, Lena, while you're looking at that, Deborah, you have fallen to the ground. Okay. And Sylvie, you are kneeling. You've gone down to one knee. You're really, really feeling it. And Deborah, you're muttering how sleepy you feel and how peaceful it is and how you just want to go to sleep forever.
This is the best adventure.
What do you do?
Deborah, I think, is riding it out. I don't think she's aware that there's a problem.
Exactly.
Just gonna take a quick nap, guys. It's fine.
I pull out a roll of fabric and moisten it. And then I try to put it around both Chris and Deborah and Solvy's faces to at least mitigate the introduction of more of the spores or whatever is in the air.
Let's do a scrolls test for that to see if that knowledge for like getting those spores away is applicable here.
3.
Awesome. You do a great job. Solvy's able to stand again as she's able to kind of breathe the moistened air that prevents that spores. But Deborah is still mumbling and
It's
out.
like a spa.
Yeah.
I will ask Lena. I don't know. Is there something here that we can use to help them? I think you might.
Yeah, so Vafair reminded me that there's a plant that the root of this plant will help to counteract what's going on with this other plant. It's the root, and we need to find the flowers look kind of like flames, like the color of a fox.
Okay, so who wants to get in on looking for this flame-like plant?
I do.
Okay.
I can help, I think.
And
you've got like a bag on your head. You're like fumbling around in a field. I got it.
So we're gonna have everyone do a scrolls test, but everyone, because of the light is coming from the moon, we're all gonna get an advantage, but Solvy is disadvantaged because of the covering.
Yep.
So it's a scrolls test?
Yes.
I got a 2 and a 2, so
you're good.
I got a 2 and a 3.
Woo!
Nice.
I got a 3 and a 1.
Woohoo!
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and
Deborah's dead.
You took too long. No. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Lena.
Okay.
So you had that vision, you know this knowledge. What are you hoping to do with this?
I want to find it's as soon as I find the correct flower, I want to pull it out by the roots and like smash it up a little bit and make Deborah eat it.
Deborah will not open her mouth. It is very, very bitter. But Alu,
Yeah.
That's the reason.
I have some honey and I have some bread in my in one of my pouches. I have probably an old piece of cake. It's kind of got some pocket lint on it, but it might still be good.
I feel like Deborah would definitely eat pocket cake.
Okay.
So you guys work together. You two women work together to combine this sap thing, fibrous, bitter, stuff, and put it within this honey cake. And you present it to Deborah. And what does Deborah do?
Deborah eats that cake. Like if this is like a blissful send-off, she is just enjoying this. It's like a dream. It's like a good dream. Like shapes and colors, and the cake tastes good.
And not only did the cake heal you from the poison, it actually gave you a boost because all of the sugar and the honey, those good sugars, that gave you the energy. So you're able to stand to full size again and do a little flex.
Woo!
I'm a little worried that if you have fallen to this plant, that others may have fallen to this plant too. As we
Yes,
walk
and
through
so
these plants, I don't know how high they are, but we might look around just in case anyone is lying down in them.
So Solvi, when she was looking for the fox, that flame-like plant, she rolled a 1, and she's completely bandaged, and she's feeling around, and she rolls a 1. And what do you hope to see, Solvi?
The hope that Solvi holds in her heart is that she will find the plant that Deborah needs, because she doesn't realize that Lena's already found it, and because she wants to save her sister. So that is the motivating,
The desire.
for her.
When you're looking and you're searching for this plant, you hear this like fluttering, okay? And it's the same fluttering you got when you were first walking in. And all of a sudden you see underneath, peeking through, just below the bandage, where you can kind of glimpse and get a really clear image, you see the plant that's deadly, that everyone's getting poisoned from, is being pollinated by these fluttering insects.
Oh. Solvi calls to everyone, it's the insects, they're making the pollen go everywhere.
So when that happens, okay, everyone all of a sudden starts seeing these little crystal granules in the air. And as Elut was saying, they start to understand the deadly field they walked into, and see the town and this wind carrying these spores into the town.
Oh no.
Lena would like to call on her knowledge of like cultivating plants to see if there's a way that she can direct the spores where she wants them to go.
Yeah, so because of your knowledge, you're going to be you're going to have advantage here because of your previous knowledge, and we'll go ahead and do a scrolls test.
I got a double 1.
Nice. Okay, so when you're going back to your knowledge of plants and spores, you hit back to this area where you realize that this is a seasonal thing. This is definitely not, and it does explain the timing of this disappearance. However, you can't wait for the season to be over. Mm-hmm. And you know that there's a spirit involved in this pollination. Is there anything that you think that you envision this spirit being, thinking about the fluttering and everything?
I think it's like a bee spirit. I know butterflies are also pollinators, but it feels like this one has maybe like a touch of malignance to it, and so it feels like this could be a bee with a stinger. Butterflies can't really hurt you on their own.
Adriel has feelings.
Sarah loves bees. So.
Okay, good. Because bees are great and butterflies eat meat, so.
Yeah, but also, but bees can stab you. So.
It's cool.
We respect the bees, but we know they're dangerous.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as Lena is remembering this, all of a sudden, within the brush of the field, this gigantic bee swarms up.
Oh.
And it is buzzing with anger for the disruptance of the pollination. What do you do?
Elut, can you talk to it?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
This is your department.
Yes. So
Before I got a 2.
Nice. So you can communicate with the bee. We don't hear the sisters don't hear anything. This is a special form of communication where it's not mentally, it's not with word, the type of language, but it's
I'm
through
dancing.
buzzing.
I'm dancing.
You're
Yeah.
dancing.
Because this requires certain patterns.
Yes.
I am dancing, and this pattern says, "Oh, great bee spirit, do not see this as a disturbance. We mean no disrespect and do not intend to disturb your bees. However, you do not know one thing. Your pollination is causing the death of other creatures. It is causing damage to other creatures. We ask you to pollinate in a spiral, pollinate in a circle, pollinate in a tornado, bringing all of the pollen in one place rather than letting it drift on the wind."
The bee doesn't seem to be getting this dance. Something's a little off. It needs the party to mimic you. It needs help to understand. So
Okay,
is the party mimicking?
Yes.
I think Deborah was already like.
And even though the bee can't hear it, I will sing to help them, follow along with the beat. That I believe that this song will also help. I call on Vafair and say, "This is our moment to shine. Shall you dance with us?"
So the bee finally understands what is going on and directs its workers to create a pattern of pollination and milling to cause this upward stream of pollen upwards. And all of a sudden, Solvi feels the rush of wind beneath her, and it's flapping, it's pulling on the mask, and it's creating this vacuum. What do you do, Solvi?
I pull it off my face so that I can watch the bee.
And when you pull it off, you realize that all of a sudden you don't feel that intense spore content in the air, and you can feel the clearing out of the field. And even though the bees are still able to get their work, they're able to coordinate their wings to create this wind motion. And that is how the town was saved from the pollinous bees. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Classic Deborah, eating poison.
It's Deborah.
Oh my gosh.
So we have come to the end of our Tales for Savage Sisters. Thank you all for watching so much. We're going to take our moment now, like we always do on Sarah's Table, where we have our moments of gratitude. So I'm going to go around the table and let people call out something really cool or poignant or clutch that people did during the game. Is there anybody who wants to go first? Yes, Chris.
Yeah, I love that you did not play the Riddle Masters game. That's great. It's what you always hope will happen in like cartoons and popular media, and no one has the guts to do. And it was fantastic all around. Instant distrust from Andrea, like instantly not gonna put up with this guy's BS. It was chef kiss.
Perfect.
I can go next. I want to do the call back to the first story where Andrea, Alute, finds with her vision this beautiful little seedling that's growing. And at the end of the story, with the help of Lena, they figure out a way to find the guardian a new home to build with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
fun.
Such a good setup.
Mm-hmm.
So like those were both also really great moments for me, like you know, Lena calling on a lute to get the tree out, and when Sage was just like, no, I'm not doing this, like that was awesome. For a new moment, I loved Deborah's like, you know what I've got cookies. I'm going to see if I can help this bear and my sisters with these cookies. And I thought that was great.
I really dug Deborah's plan of throwing Solvi.
I like that too.
Just like chucking it right in.
That
And
was
also
hilarious.
the lovely moment of like, that didn't work. I will stick to what I know. Like this is going back on it. Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, this isn't necessarily a moment, but one thing I really like about gameplay is that everybody helped each other out. And if someone wasn't immediately involved in the action, they would say, hey, I bet so-and-so could do this. And that was really helpful.
Yeah, I feel like this game in particular, the way that it's written, it really calls on you to use everybody in your party. To like, I know I'm very bad at this, but I know you're very good at this, so I will not attempt it. Otherwise, I will get bitten by a snake multiple times and die. Yeah, like I know anytime that there was I had a D4, so I didn't ever want to attempt a skulls roll. I could not possibly succeed on that unless the gods intervened, and so I was like, I'm gonna pass this one off to somebody who's better suited. And I think it really helps you do that because in a system, like a D20 based system, with a lucky roll, you can still succeed. A lot of things are like DC 10 or DC 15. That's just not true here. Like you are restricted to what your dice can do, and I think it makes you think harder about how you are doing things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I appreciate for something like that, like never being, a DM before, being able to have it up and be able to kind of create a story that a character is going to appreciate. Like it's not going to be much fun for a character if they're rolling a D4 and they're getting skull rolls like every single, like, okay, that's not, we want the whole entire purpose, I think, with tabletop RPG is for everyone to have a really good time.
Yeah. And how was it DMing for the first time? How did you?
It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Y'all make it look so easy. First of all, it is not easy. It's definitely difficult.
You make it look easy.
Yeah, I think you did great.
You did awesome.
Like, wow.
I had a good time with it. Y'all gave me the courage. I appreciate my sisters.
Mm-hmm. We were all behind you, even our corpses. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought Deborah was going to also.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger on poor Deborah.
Probably got lots of help. What?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing with Deborah being a D10, or are you a D10?
Yeah, unless
like there's lots of opportunity for her to have taken a ton of damage and been okay, like because she I mean, it's easier to roll under and on D10 when you get up into the higher, but there's also a mechanic where if you roll exactly how many you have, you just clear all your harm. So like Deborah could have just been getting like hack and slashed all day long and probably would have been fine.
I find this whole game and the way all of you played it to be very charming. It is just so I keep thinking of words like whimsical and delightful, and just, it is really charming. I really did see you as all grandmothers.
Yay.
Yay.
We hit our joyful brief today, everyone.
Yeah.
Good job. And let's take a moment and go around the table. Please tell us where we can find you on the internet, and if you have any projects coming up, please plug those as well. I'm going to start with Kasey. Where can we find you?
Yeah, so my name is Kasey, but some may know me as Brain in a Jar. And so I'm Twitch stream board games live on my table with a second camera. So if you like board games and like just fun chat, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot less about the board game and a lot more about the community and the chatting. So if you dig that and you want to see cool games being played, check me out, Brain in a Jar. And we're streaming tonight, Black Angel. It's a really fun, it's Mind Melt Sunday. So we do heavy ones on Sundays.
Cool.
What time are you streaming, Kasey?
Thank you so much, Adriel. It will be 5 p.m. Eastern, so pretty soon. I mean, Pacific Standard,
Yeah.
so pretty soon.
Awesome.
Cool. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I, together with my partner Anne, own an escape room in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois called See You Adventures in Time and Space. This past year, when escape rooms have been closed, we also released some at-home puzzle games. Those can be found on our website, seeyouadventures.com, and we did a t-shirt puzzle game where all the clues are in around about a t-shirt, and you can find that at solveourshirts.com.
Nice.
And it's so good, friends. It's so good. Chris, what are the handles for you on the medias?
Personally, I am at Dr. Puzzles on Twitter, and you can follow See You Adventures on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, CU_adventures, all across the board.
Cool. Kasey, did we get all of your handles? You are muted, friend.
I did it for my puppy. I'm so sorry. Brain in a Jar with underscores in between, or on Twitter, it's just Brain in a Jar 2, because there was one before me.
But not better than you, obviously.
No, thank you.
Andrea, where can we find you? Are you a media person?
Not so much.
Okay.
I am a old gamer. I don't design nor stream. I just play and play everything.
Wonderful.
If people want to reach me, they can find me. I am a professor at Penn State University.
Great.
Nice.
Don't all bother her at work, friends. Adriel, tell us about you.
I'm Adriel, and you can find me on Twitter at ReindeerB, and also on all of the 9th level handles at 9th level games, the numeral 9, not the letters spelled out. And I'm currently working on getting Savage Sisters out the door with a wonderful team of people, Chris O'Neill, Graham Gens, Kara McGran, and we're super excited to get the book edited, laid out, and then printed. I forgot at the beginning of this stream, if you want to play Savage Sisters at home right now, there is an early version of the game in level 1, which is the free RPG Day anthology that 9th level games puts out annually. The first issue, you can find it on our website, 9thlevel.com, or on Drive-Thru RPG or on itch.io, and there are a lot of other super cool games in there. So that's my things. Sarah, where can we find you on the internet?
Everywhere. Is that specific enough? No? I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Pixies and Pins. I have a Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Sarah Jane Moore. There's not a lot on there because the site keeps eating all of the things that I put up there. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, you can find me here every Sunday at 4:30 Eastern on Level Up _TTV's Twitch channel at Sarah's Table. You can also find me at World of Keldia is my day job. I do a whole bunch of really fun, not as family-friendly kind of gaming. This is like a classic old school D&D world full of death and destruction. And that's World of Keldia on like any platform that you can think of. And in fact, let's see, I'm streaming twice more this week. Tomorrow I'll be helming a session of Sexy Battle Wizards at 6 p.m. Eastern here on Level Up _TTV and Story Masters Madness. It is a super fun one-page RPG by Grant Howitt. You have 3 stats: Sexy, Battle, and Wizard, and that is how you solve all your problems. And then Thursday, I'm going to be streaming for World of Keldia on Satine Phoenix's Twitch channel, Gilding Light. We are turning last week's RPG session into a film. And so we are shooting all of our stuff, all of our lines and everything this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific on Gilding Light's Twitch. That's called Actoroki, and it's for World of Keldia. So you're going to be real sick of my face by the end of this week, but it's going to be great. And next Sunday, we'll be back here, and we're going to play Mazes, which is another 9th level polymorph game. Hopefully, nobody dies of snake bites, but we'll see. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have fun folk at my table, and I appreciate everybody who watched at home. I just want to remind you to keep making art and keep being art. So we'll see you next time.